finished the first 4 weeks with a winning percentage of about 75%. 2 of the 4 will be here this evening when Chattanooga will play host to the Citadel. Good evening, everyone. I'm Todd Agnew. I'm joined again by Abby Walker. And Abby, let's go ahead and get straight to the Southern Conference standings as this is week number 1. The surprise would be East Tennessee State, the preseason pick overall number 1. They have not won a match this year. The surprise would be the Citadel in Chattanooga inching their way up towards the top.
Yeah, in the SoCon, we've seen the dynamics of competition shift over the years. Usually you see Samford, ETSU ranked up there at the top, and now we're seeing different players coming in, and 2 of the teams with the best records tonight, the Citadel and Chattanooga, are going to try and fight for that top spot.
Let's go ahead and take you to the tail of the tape for this evening's matchup. Some of the numbers right there.
You know, these teams are very evenly matched. With kills per set, assists per set, and hit percentage, they're pretty even. I think it's going to be the blocks tonight that's going to be a key for Chattanooga. You see the 99.5 total blocks on the season versus just 60 for the Citadel. I think that if Chattanooga is able to get that block, the Citadel will have to adjust, and then if the Citadel's not getting their blocks up, Chattanooga is just going to swing away. So we'll be looking for that throughout this match.
There are several all-stars in tonight's lineup, national leaders, and there's a look. Each squad has them on both sides.
Yeah, you're going to look for Allie Ruffin on the Citadel side. She's going to get a lot of their offensive production along with Perry Hoshok. They're leading this team in kills per set. They're very efficient, and for Chattanooga, you've got options in Morgan Romano, Jillian Finch. They've been holding it down on the outside. We've seen Romano shift more to the right side. And then holding it down in the middle, you've got Kate Neal, Sade Van Zant. Van Zant also hits on the outside. Chattanooga's got a lot of options offensively. And, of course, Paige Galentine holding it down for them on the back row as libero.
So these 2 squads have met 40 times previously, and there's a look at the series history.
Yeah, Bulldogs only winning 1 in McClellan Gym total, and I think that the last meeting, Mox winning in just 3 sets. I don't know if we'll see that same, scenario play out tonight. I think it's going to be a really close set match.
Chattanooga comes into this with an impressive record of 11 wins, 3 losses. They have won 6 of those by sweeps, and the Citadel has won 7 sweeps, going 12-0 this year. So something's going to give here this evening inside McClellan Gym. This is the most highly anticipated match in the Southern Conference this week.
Coach Zelenak in his 6th season now, he's done a great job with the Citadel. They won the Southern Conference tournament in 2021, and they are riding high coming into this match undefeated.
And of course, Chattanooga coached by Julie Torbett, who is away in a family emergency. Darren Van Horn will be the head coach this evening. I poked my head in his office the other day and I said, you can only screw this up.
Chattanooga's coming in. They've got a lot of momentum. They had 3 tournament wins under their belt during the non-conference. They won 2 on the road, and they're coming off winning the Chattanooga Classic. So look for high energy from them tonight in their home gym.
Chattanooga won the toss 30 minutes ago. They elected to serve, and they get the first point of the night from the serve of Mackenzie Jordan.
Great heads-up play there by Van Zant. She's ready at the net always. She's aggressive, and that's what Chattanooga needs tonight.
Chattanooga looking to take an early stranglehold against the Citadel. Little out of system here. Good opportunity for the Bulldogs. Did she hit it long? Chattanooga jumped out with a 1-0 lead. This one stays in. We are tied up.
Cardenas there in the middle. That set was a little bit behind her, so it sailed long, but got a touch on that, and we're going to see it point for point here, and we'll see who starts to pull ahead.
Mel Hogan has 11 service aces on the season. This goes to that far antenna. Romano tried to get the point. It was handled on the other end. A block. Off the near pin. These 2 teams going after the back row, and each has missed long now.
Setter Hogan for the Citadels on that back line now. So she's got 3 attackers. That was Angelina Sales. That ball sails out of bounds, but they're going to try and change the momentum here.
On the near side.
Allie Ruffin, we mentioned that she's going to be leading their offense tonight, and they know that they're going to get a great attack out of her each time.
Yeah, she has taken this league by storm. She is the preseason pick to be the Southern Conference Player of the Year. And there's a campfire point right there, right in between the two players.
That's frustrating to see if you're Chattanooga. Great serve by Ruffin. She's got that long float serve, and that one just caught Romano and Galentine off guard.
Handled well. And now the Citadel laying out to the back row and just out.
What a great dig by Paige Galentine. Martin for the Citadel just rolls that one in, and Galentine dives and gets that up. You saw Katie Barthel for Chattanooga kind of kicking herself because it was just an easy free ball over, and we've seen two mistakes now for Chattanooga, and the Citadel starting to pull ahead.
Couple of errors, and the Bulldogs have jumped out to a three-point advantage here in the opening set. 5 times this year, the Bulldogs have been stretched to all 5 sets, but they've made pretty good work and quick work of everybody else. They battle it over. Chattanooga's going to get a really good opportunity here, and they miss it.
Another miscommunication for Chattanooga. Their setter in Elaine Redmond, she's on the front row right now, so that means that their middle and Sade Van Zandt is able to run that slide on the right side, and just a little bit of hesitation maybe, miscommunication, and now the Bulldogs are ahead by 4.
Ruffin stays on that serve line. Van Zandt tries to roll it off the block. The Bulldogs handle it. The return. Van Zandt gets it over, maybe not deep enough. This will be a good set. Here's the jump and the release. The Bulldogs stretch that lead to 5 on the kill.
Angelina Sales goes line on that one, and she sends it deep. Nobody's there for Chattanooga, and Ruffin continues her streak here.
Redmond on the front row, Van Zandt on the front row. And Van Zandt towards that back line. She'll snap that string, sneaking it in there, and breaking the serve of Ruffin.
That was a great adjustment by Chattanooga on that serve-receive series. We saw Van Zandt hit in the middle. We saw her hit on the outside, and finally on the right side, she's able to get it down for her team and break that serve. Now we've got Jillian Finch.
Been known to serve aggressively. She sends it to the libero. It's handled. They set it up on the near pin. From the back row, Finch. Straight to Hogan. Ruffin deals it over. Quick tap. Galentine. Setting it up for Olsen, who is checked in, and this one drops in.
Angelina Sales, she's getting a lot of reps tonight, and as long as she keeps sending it, and as long as Chattanooga's not able to get those up, you'll see the setter for the Citadel and Hogan. She's going to keep sending it to her.
Yeah, Hogan does a couple of things good: killing, serving. This is a team you might think that is only one-dimensional when you think of Ruffin, but really right now they have surrounded her with 4 quality players.
Huge block there by Martin and Delancey. They were stuffing that block. Van Zandt tries to hit on the right side again. Chattanooga on serve receive.
Olsen beats the block. Gains a point. Gets Chattanooga to within 5.
I think the important thing is for Chattanooga, we saw those early mistakes. As long as they are not beating themselves, take it point by point, they can slowly work themselves back into this.
Paige Galentine with the right-handed serve, trying to sneak it in over there on that line, and she misses.
Just like we mentioned, that was an aggressive mistake. It was, a serve that she was very strategic about. So we see Chattanooga trying, but, beating yourselves, you're not going to win this match.
Bulldogs hitting 273 with a lead here. Olsen palmed it over and missed it way wide on that far side.
Another attack error from Chattanooga, and it really starts on serve receive. You know, you've got when you get a great pass, Redmond can run her offense, and Chattanooga can side out.
Strong serve. Chattanooga watches it sail long, and that will send Elaine Redmond to the line to serve now.
Chattanooga runs a 5-1 system where they've got Elaine Redmond. She's now on the back row, so you've got Morgan Romano on the front row. You've got Kate Neal in the middle, and you've got Hallie Olson on the outside. So you've got 3 options for attacks. So look for Chattanooga to try a couple different things here.
Redmond, a very conservative approach here, just making sure that it gets in play on that far pin. Good dig. Romano, who hasn't seen a lot of action, she'll put it in a spot where there's nobody.
That was a great strategic move for Romano. She just rolls this one over the block. Angelina Sales on the back row for the Citadel. She's not able to get there in the middle, so Chattanooga continues this roll.
Another one in play. Handled and driven to the back row for a point.
Great run there by Delancey. She runs that slide off of serve receive, and the block for Chattanooga not able to keep up, and she just sends that one right where it needed to go.
This is Mackenzie Martin to do the serving. Bulldogs on the road in their dark blue. Chattanooga in their gray home uniforms. Handled nicely by Elgert. Ruffin blocked. Romano, the left-handed swing. She'll get the point.
And there's the power from Romano. We saw her go strategic on that last one. She swings away with this one, tools the block off of Delancey, and that ball sails out of bounds.
Mox within 4 now here in the first set. Hitting 59%. That is a number that is improving. Ruffin with a hard drive in front of Olsen.
Oh my goodness, what a hit. She is so powerful. Her and Hogan have such a great chemistry. That was a great ball that Hogan sent out to her. Very fast. Chattanooga block couldn't get up, and that one just a thing of beauty, sends it straight down.
Ruffin is number 6 nationally in kills per set. Handled well, the pass, the dig, and then the drive home for another point.
And Chattanooga answers. That's what they need to continually do whenever the Citadel starts to get that momentum behind a powerful kill like Ruffin just had. Chattanooga needs to answer and get that momentum going their way.
Mackenzie Jordan opened up this set with a serve and a point. She sends it to Bell. Ruffin taps it over and taps it out.
Ruffin comes in from the outside like she was running a 31. A little bit miscommunication there, and she sends this one out of play.
Attacking Elgert on the previous serve, staying away from her on the follow-up. Ruffin blocked in the middle. And you see the excitement.
The Citadel tries to run something a little different. They bring Ruffin in, trying to confuse the Chattanooga blockers, but Sade Van Zant in the middle there for Chattanooga. Chattanooga is able to get a triple block up, but Van Zant leading the way there, pressing those hands, and keeps this going for Chattanooga.
The set, the drive, nearly a block, but a point will go to Cardenas on the kill. Coming off 12 at Charleston Southern. She now has 93 on the season.
Block error from Chattanooga there, but credit to Cardenas. She goes in, has a great timing on that, powers through, and now the Bulldogs are trying to pull ahead.
And you can feel the atmosphere here tonight is excited about watching these two as this one is kept off the floor. What a dig! Another set from the middle. And not able to cross it was Finch. And the Bulldogs earn another point.
How about the pancake dig from Sales there? She gets that one up. That gives our team some momentum. And Delancey just holding it down in the middle.
The Citadel is one of 5 teams that are still undefeated in the country. Chattanooga is off to their best start since 1987. We'll have more when we return to McClellan Gym after this.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day, stretch the weekend, haul, or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough. And it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Because this isn't just about our capability, it's about yours.
At First Bank, we know big wins don't just happen under Friday night lights. They happen by Saturday night candlelight. At First Light. Or when keeping the lights on late. They happen any time that makes their eyes light up. Because it's your wins that make our communities shine. See community banking in a different light.
Chattanooga and the Citadel have a combined 23 wins and 3 losses. To start the 2023 campaign, Jillian Finch gets it across, and she puts it in the spot where Martin can't handle it, and Chattanooga will get the important point after the timeout.
It is so important on how you answer after a timeout, and Finch very strategic there. We saw her change her body mid-air and go line, so she's always a strategic hitter, and we'll see a lot. She's on the front row now, and we'll see a lot of action from her.
Handled well off of the far pin. Finch again with a drive. Citadel cleans it up. Ruffin is blocked at the net. Once again, Van Zandt is right there.
Sade Van Zandt fired up after that one, and she should be. She has been a blocking machine for Chattanooga, and we knew that those blocks for Chattanooga were going to be important.
Her second of the night up front. Romano trying to get her team to within a one. It's been a while since they've been there. The drive on the far side, it is blocked. And the Citadel, who opened up so strongly, has found themselves reeled all the way back in, and Chattanooga is down by 1.
Elaine Redmond for Chattanooga going one-on-one with Sells there, and she just presses those hands, gets that block, and Chattanooga is inching closer to the lead.
From the attack line, the hard drive in the middle of the floor. Breaks the serve. Ruffin will now handle for the Citadel.
Maddie Cardenas there in the middle. It's been important for the Citadel to get their middles involved here. That makes Sade Van Zandt on Chattanooga's side have to work a little bit more and change up the anticipation.
Chattanooga with an opportunity here. Finch goes after the libero. Double hit. Chattanooga earns another point.
Angelina Sells called in the net on that one. Chattanooga goes to the outside, and Sells, is, whenever she was going up for the block, must have hit the net or stepped under it, and that's a mistake we haven't seen much of for the Citadel, those unforced errors.
This set has been tied once. Chattanooga has had 1 lead. This set has now been tied twice as the Bulldogs miss on that backline attack.
Set's tied now, and Chattanooga coming out of that timeout has just had the momentum going their way.
Finch again. Watch the power in this drive. Handled well by Elgert. They're just going to have to try to get it over. This is a chance now for Chattanooga. Out of the back row, Finch off the net. And the Bulldogs stay alive. Block in front from the attack line towards that back corner.
Once again, it's Maddie Cardenas. We mentioned that production from the middles for the Citadel is going to be huge tonight. And she comes out, transitions out, and so we'll see now Mia Watson try and get something going for her team.
Cardenas with her 3rd kill here in the first set. Southern Conference opener for both these two squads. Redmond sets. Olsen rolls it off the fingertips and ties this one up.
That's a big answer for Chattanooga to side out after 1. And, you know, now we've got Van Zandt. She has transitioned out. Kate Neal checks in. Elaine Redmond is on the front row for Chattanooga. We may see Redmond do some of those sneaky attacks that she likes to drop in. But Chattanooga got a lot of options here.
Ruffin went for the middle. Chattanooga responded defensively. Romano sends it across. The Bulldogs Now hammering away on that back line. That is Ruffin again. She has shown a wide variety of range and angle here so far.
She is so dangerous. Anywhere she is on the court, you know you're going to get a great attack out of her. And she's on the back row, still sends this one down. And now the Citadel's trying to answer and get the momentum flowing their way.
Tied at 18 on the service error. Chattanooga is the best team in the nation in digs. They already have 12. Galentine handles the heater. Ruffin again off that back row. Is there a space on the floor where she doesn't appear to be dangerous tonight?
It has been so much fun to watch her in set one. She's such a leader for this squad. And to see her just execute on back-to-back back row attacks, she's going to step up whenever the Bulldogs need her most.
She is 5'11". She's been all over the place. And there's the answer for Chattanooga from Kate Neal. Coming off a season-high 11 kills.
Great offensive attack there between Redmond and Neal. They're running a 31 there, and there was no block up. Neal sends this one down.
Olsen. Boy, nearly got the ace. Redmond sets. Romano. Chattanooga's going to try to keep it alive now. Free ball here for the Bulldogs if they attack it correctly. Olsen can't handle.
Who else but Allie Ruffin? Now she's on the front line, and she is still leading the offense for the Citadel.
Her 5th kill, 11 total attacks so far here in the first set. Elgert with the serve. Nice first touch. Good tap over. Chattanooga trying to get closer, and they just miss on this near side edge.
Very smart attack from Kate Neal there, but just a little outside, and now Elgert's trying to push her team ahead.
Looking for what could be a decisive point right here. Ruffin hammers it off the fingertips. Chattanooga handles. And this one to the back row. Again, nicely done. Romano from a little bit deeper than maybe she wanted to be. Chattanooga will get a free look here. They set it up correctly. Redmond. And right there in front is Kate Neal.
We've seen a lot of great rallies tonight, that one being one of them. We saw great block coverage from both teams. Back row attacks. I think for the Citadel, the key thing right now for them is get the ball to Allie Ruffin.
Hogan's going to be up front for the Citadel. So is Cardenas. Ruffin off that back line. Another opportunity here. Romano with a hard drive off the basketball standard, and it drops in for a point to tie it up.
Angelina Sales for the Citadel was right there. She gets it up. McClellan Gym has basketball goals hanging from the ceiling. That one hits the goal and just goes straight down. Nothing that the Citadel could do to get that one back up.
Each team with 12 kills so far in the first set. Mishandled by the Bulldogs. Chattanooga with an opportunity, not getting the look they want there, but Romano is able to do something with it.
The Citadel back line was on their heels waiting on that power from Morgan Romano. She actually takes a look at the court. She can see that hole there on the near side, and she just rolls that one over. And we knew that this was going to be a close set. We knew that this was going to be a close match.
Now, Romano has given Chattanooga their first lead since we started this first set here. And we mentioned the sweeps. The Citadel was 7, Chattanooga was 6. So 13 combined. I'm not expecting a 14.
I don't know what's going to happen tonight, Todd. It could go either way, you know, and it's important for how these teams answer coming out of the timeouts. Chattanooga, coming off of the previous timeout, they came out with a lot of fire. And, you know, Coach Zelenik for the Citadel. He's trying to do the same thing for his squad. Hey, we've still got, 3 points. We're still in this. Let's cut down on the unforced errors and then run the offense that we know we can run.
All this firepower out there tonight, and only one of these players, Allie Ruffin, was on the preseason all-conference team. You run these numbers again at the end of the year, and there'll be some representatives from Chattanooga and possibly 1 or 2 more from the Citadel.
Yeah, the Citadel and Chattanooga having 2 of the best non-conference records coming into this match, and we knew that it was going to be very close, and it's been exciting to watch.
Bulldogs didn't handle the serve necessarily that well, but they come up with the point. We are tied at 22. Hogan will serve. The dig. Romano. Oh, so well placed. All that Martin could do was reach out with one hand, and with that one hand, she had no control.
And that attack starts with the great serve receive from Katie Barthel. Redmond sends it back to Romano, and Chattanooga's pressing ahead now.
Looking for their first 2-point advantage of the night. Ruffin handles. In the middle, and they didn't account for that. Played too close to the net, and Van Zandt was smart enough to tap it over.
Second time we've seen Van Zandt handle an overdig correctly and perfectly, and she's clapping her hands, she's pushing this team on.
Chattanooga with an opportunity for the set point. Down the line, and just missing on the edge there. Ruffin will serve. Galentine will handle it. Van Zandt off that far pin. And Chattanooga has taken the first set. 27 kills. These 2 teams are both in the top 30 in that category. And what a wonderful display as Chattanooga takes the 1-0 lead. We'll come back with more coverage from McClellan Tim on ESPN.
Have you seen these Priceline deals? Where are we going?
I'm going wherever the extreme winds take me.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
The Little League World Series champions!
It's a special moment. We worked hard to get to this moment right now. He's gonna throw it. Caught. Touchdown.
You fought for 162 games.
He's in there.
Now your shot at glory is hanging by a thread.
He caught it.
The moment is here.
Ball game.
The MLB Wildcard Series on the networks of ESPN.
The Falcons and Jaguars are playing Sunday, October 1st at 9:30 a.m. Eastern in London. And they're also playing in Andy's room? That's right, it's the NFL like you've never seen it before. The live game will transform into the world of Toy Story in real time. You'll see the same action that's happening on the field, but in a whole new way. Join Buzz, Woody, and all their friends Sunday, October 1st at 9:30 a.m. on ESPN+.
Colorado, Oregon, today on ABC.
Chattanooga takes the first set 25-23. Both these squads come into this match having played 5 sets in their last match. Chattanooga losing here at home, Citadel winning, but tonight could be a different story for Chattanooga. They are anticipating quality competition and appear to be up for it after a kind of a staggered start.
Yeah, we knew that coming into this, Chattanooga is going to have a lot of momentum being in their home gym. They've had a lot of success at home. Tonight, I think that we could see, you know, in their last meeting, UTC won 3-0. Chattanooga's on their way, but still a lot of game left to play.
The score was tied 8 times in the first set. There were 2 lead changes at the very beginning of the match, and then Chattanooga overtaking the Citadel at the end. Chattanooga 60% on the side out, the Bulldogs 56%. And it felt like the Bulldogs just got a little out of system late in that first set, didn't handle the mistakes well.
Yes, early on we saw Chattanooga committing those unforced errors, beating themselves, and then they come out of a timeout, and it was almost like flipping a page, and then next thing you know, you see the Citadel committing those attack errors, unforced errors, and Chattanooga able to get the close win in set 1.
Bulldogs will begin with the serve here in set 2. Thought they had control of the first set, they let it go. They get the first point here on a really wonderful and hard to handle serve.
If you're Finch, you just got to shrug that one off. You still got a lot of this match to play. You got to keep your mental space positive, and you got to shrug off any little mistakes like that.
Second serve. First receive is good. The block at the line goes out.
Great offensive attack by Chattanooga there. We see Finch coming off of serve receive. She runs a stack in the middle. Kate Neal runs a 31. And then the blockers for the Citadel didn't know who it was going to go to. So great run there for Chattanooga.
Mackenzie Jordan sends it across. Jousted at the net momentarily. Redmond sets it up. And Romano, her hard drive is handled on the dig. Here's the pass. Romano again. Oh, she cuts it across the court for a point.
That dig was close to the net. Redmond does her best to bring it back. She sends it back just a little bit further than Romano was expecting, but Romano changes mid-air, kind of rolls it over, and that's a smart attack for Chattanooga.
The action comes fast and furious. Chattanooga turns right around and plays again tomorrow, as well as the Citadel. And for most of the league action this year, it'll be back-to-back. Nothing to do here but drive it as far back as possible, not deep enough. And the strong kill by Cardenas. She had 92 kills on the year coming in. I'd mentioned earlier the grad student out of Redondo Beach, California, coming off of a 12-kill match against Charleston Southern.
She's got 6 in this match tonight, and she is so efficient whenever the ball comes to her. She's sending it down a lot like Van Zandt as well.
Ruffin tried to go low to get the dig, couldn't come up with it. Chattanooga now with Romano serving. Paige Galentine, one of the leaders in the nation, with another wonderful dig. Jillian Finch went to the back row. Galentine again on the knee. Oh, what a play by the libero. Elgert sets up Ruffin, and it's blocked at the net. Just a little dink over. And here we are in a really good volley right now. Jillian Finch off the block. Bulldogs go for that far pin. Executing to perfection to get the third point for the Citadel.
That was a lot of fun to watch. Both teams are executing perfectly on block coverage. They were getting them those hard hits up, and that was a lot of fun to watch. Unfortunately for the Bulldogs, or excuse me, unfortunately for Chattanooga, that one tools off the block and the Citadel keeps it moving.
Well, the Bulldogs miss a wonderful opportunity here. Did Chattanooga give it away, though?
Delancey goes and she gets the dig, but because she's so close to the net, that one's just a little too close. Hogan twists and tries to handle it without touching the net, but that one was really difficult for her to handle since she's on the back line. She's not able to make that attack from the front row.
Jillian Finch now will serve near side. Rifles one to the back. At the net and the point. Just driving it straight down. Sales, I feel like she's been blocked enough that she's electing to try to cut that one a little bit harder down towards the court.
Yeah, credit to the Citadel setter, Hogan, on that one. She sends the ball quickly back to Sales, and the Chattanooga block was not able to keep up.
High toss. Nicely done. Van Zant cuts it across the court, off the fingertips, gets the kill.
We've seen Van Zant execute so well off of serve receive. They'll send it to her on the outside, in the middle, on the right side, and she's done well executing from every place.
Her sixth kill on the night gives Chattanooga a 1-point advantage. Paige Galentine gets it across. Elgert handles, and nobody can catch up with the speed of this one from Delancey.
Great run there from Hogan to Delancey. They had that one pre-planned. The serve receive was perfect, and that's the only way that you can run that. And so credit to the serve receive on that, and Delancey sends that one straight down.
Martin on the serve, conservative with it. Ruffin, you think she's going to throw you a fastball, and then she just puts one right there in the middle of the floor.
Chattanooga sends it to the back row for that back row attack, but the Citadel is starting to anticipate on those, and they're able to get it up, and Ruffin a strategic attack on her part as well.
Bulldogs serving and now handling with the lead. And they miss down the line to even this one up.
Mackenzie Martin on that back row. Great job by Romano on that back line. She knows where she's at on the court. Makes the smart move, and Chattanooga keeps possession.
Chattanooga having to defend off Delancey now as Ruffin comes over. And she gets credit for a point.
Assistant coach Van Horn saw some action on that play.
Yes.
Ball went right to him, but the Citadel using the block on that one, and Chattanooga just not able to get it up.
Romano looking for a cheap point, couldn't pick it up. Galentine sets it up for Olsen, who was frustrated in her last match without a kill.
What an attack by Maddie Cardenas, man. Ruffin gets it up on the first pass, and Cardenas says, you know what, this looks perfect. I'm just going to take it, and it catches the Chattanooga defense off guard.
Maddie Cardenas kind of that third option coming into this match, but it feels like she has really become the first or second option after Ruffin. At the net, the block by Ruffin. There you get a look at her.
And we see the both of them, Cardenas and Ruffin, fired up. They're trying to get the momentum continuing to flow for the Citadel off of this serve by Elgert.
Redmond in the middle. Romano, her blast is kept alive. Not much that the Bulldogs can do with it, and they are frustrated on their end as they surrender a point.
We don't see Romano hit very much from the middle, but when she does, that defense better watch out. She was swinging away. That was hit hard, and you know, credit to the Citadel for even getting that up at all, but Citadel not able to send that one over.
Better look here. Well handled, and then a finish.
What power from Ruffin. She's so heads up at the net. She sends that one straight back to Chattanooga. Hallie Olsen, she gets the ball up after Cardenas attacks for the Citadel, and then Ruffin sends it right back at her.
Bulldogs again with a block at the net.
What a dynamic duo there in Ruffin and Cardenas. They are just dominating on this front line, and it is, you're seeing the shift in the score now, and the Bulldogs are ahead by 4.
Well, this is identical to the first set, with the exception of it's the Bulldogs who are battling back now. Little power volleyball right here in the middle that Galentine is able to handle. Finch hits it long.
The Citadel is just firing on all cylinders right now, and Chattanooga says, let's slow it down. We're going to take a timeout.
In the coaches' preseason poll, Chattanooga was predicted to finish 5th, and the Bulldogs were chosen to finish 6th. They are so much better than that right now, and we'll continue with our action from Chattanooga after this break on ESPN.
Are you tired of constantly maintaining that old wood deck? If so, it's time to call Chattanooga Exteriors and let us help you say goodbye to staining and splinters. We are the area's largest installer of Trex decking and have been awarded the Trex Platinum Award. We can help guide you through the process from concept to completion. Call us today and receive no payments or interest for 1 full year. Choose the best to better your home. Visit ChattanoogaExteriors.com or call us today at 805-3800.
Chattanooga is the home of the next big thing for business. With the first ever community-wide 25 gig network, the world's fastest internet just got faster. EPB delivers multi-gig speeds right to your business right now. So to keep your business growing and push the limits of technology, we've got world-class business solutions right here at home. Be the next big thing with EPB for Business.
There's Allie Ruffin. I'm Todd Agnew, and I'm standing up here with Abby Walker, and we are not anywhere near what Allie Ruffin can do on a volleyball court. You're closer than anybody else.
It's been so much fun to see her and Cardenas also. They have brought a lot of momentum to the Citadel. Chattanooga answers. It was important for them to answer out of the timeout, and now Mackenzie Jordan's on that back line trying to get something going here for the Mocs.
Yeah, they have come out of the timeouts well. You saw Jillian Finch there. She'll be up front with Van Zant and Morano. Ruffin. Redmond got a piece of it. Morano gets it across. Bulldogs recollect. This is a pretty good shot that's handled nicely. The pass. And the over. Ruffin tried to break one through and couldn't do it.
What a dig by Mackenzie Jordan there. We saw the Citadel go on that right side to Angelina Sell. She sends it line, and Jordan handles it perfectly, and Chattanooga is able to get another attack out of that. The Citadel made an attack error, and Chattanooga is able to keep rolling here.
On that far pin to the outside.
Cardenas runs that slide on the far side. Sends this one just a little bit out. Another good play by Mackenzie Jordan there to not go after it.
Cardenas is now tied with Ruffin for 8 kills in this match. Romano has 7. Pulling away a little bit here and moving the lead to 3.
That's something that we haven't seen much. Sales on that serve-receive rotation, hitting from the middle, and that's something Chattanooga hasn't seen, and she's able to use the block there.
In the middle of the floor. Romano. There was a decoy in the middle. Romano filled the outside, banged it off the blockers, and gets the point. I think all eyes were on Van Zant.
Romano and Martin with eyes on Van Zant. That leaves Martin and Romano as a one-on-one there on the outside. Romano able to power it off the block, and Chattanooga keeps the point.
Mocs were trying to get within 1. Instead, they will fall a little bit further behind by 3 now.
Right side attack from the Citadel goes to Romano. That ball had a lot of spin on it. It comes off of Romano and Elaine Redmond, nobody for the Mocs, able to pick that one back up.
The Jacksonville, Florida freshman, Nia Watson, will serve here. Van Zandt, oh, she just tips it over. Just when you think you know what she's going to do.
That was beautiful. Morgan Romano handles that serve well. That was on her hands. To handle a float serve with your hands is not always easy, but she gets it to Redmond. Redmond sends it back. We've seen Van Zandt answer time and again on that serve-receive rotation on the right side.
Mocs serving down by 2. Ruffin. Well, she has been successful going to the middle of the floor. The Mocs picked it up. Ruffin out of that back row. Nothing she can do with it. It was actually behind her. Van Zandt in the middle.
Beautiful execution with Redmond and Van Zandt there. Redmond runs a 3-1-2. Van Zandt and Delancey for the Citadel. Middle blocker, not able to keep track with her.
Finch for the tie here. And the Bulldogs don't let it happen.
Delancey, she goes in, that set was a little behind her, but she's still able to get a strong attack out of it. Chattanooga was pulled in, and Delancey sends this one just far enough.
Sales is in the top 20 in aces per set. She's number 1 in the league. She has 27 aces on the year.
Make it 28.
What does she do that makes it so hard to handle?
That top spin serve. You see she has the high toss, and she gets that top spin going, and whenever you are in serve receive, that ball's coming at you, and then suddenly it'll just drop.
Romano handles it. Van Zandt drives it just off the fingertips of the libero, Hogan, and that is a much-needed point by Chattanooga.
Elgert, that goes right off of her hands, and you kind of saw her kick herself at the end of that, and Chattanooga needs to capitalize on that.
Mocs jumped out to the early lead, have not been able to regain it.
Great heads-up move there by Delancey in the middle. Neal for Chattanooga tries to run that back one, but Delancey for the Citadel right there presses those hands, and the Citadel's trying to pull away here.
Off the attack line here. Oh, how about the one-on-one matchup that Elaine Redmond wins?
Huge block by Redmond there, and this whole gym, just electricity just shot through the crowd, through the team. That was fun to watch. Man, Ruffin, she's got so much power, but Redmond, man, coming up strong for the Mocs.
Driven to the back row, not handled well. Chattanooga could get a nice look out of this one. Olsen. Redmond again saving the day. Couple of digs by her. Towards the back line. And Chattanooga. Boy, they get a point by the slimmest of margins.
That was great block coverage by Galentine. She just got a hand on it. And then Redmond heads up. She was just in the right spot, sends it over. And sometimes that's all you got to do is just send it over. And then the Citadel beats themselves on that one.
Set up nicely. Galentine with the diving dig. And Olsen on the touch just misses to that outside line.
Galentine, she does a great job of picking up those attacks right behind the block. She's so quick, but she's able to get that one up, but the Citadel able to get the point there. They're calling in a legal back row attack on Hogan.
A little out of character for her.
The Citadel runs that 5-1. And so Hogan's actually on the front row, so it's not a back row attack, but just an illegal attack.
Ruffin. Going power alley there.
This has been a really good rotation for the Citadel in this set, with having Cardenas and Ruffin on the front row. Hogan now on the back row. We saw a lot of production from them in this rotation.
Chattanooga almost earned an easy one there. Instead, we'll see a volley now. A little close to the net. Finch just couldn't get a big swing on it. Kate Neal. Right down the middle. And Cardenas again.
That ball was set behind Cardenas, and she handles it very well. Chattanooga was wanting to call a lift, but a great attack by Cardenas, and she sends that one straight to Katie Barthel, and she's just not able to get it up.
Up by 3 and a service error.
You saw Hogan's frustration there. She clapped her hands right after. She knew that the momentum was going for the Bulldogs' way, and she was trying to push to 25.
Jordan comes in. Van Zant is back in, so that front line is Finch, Van Zant, Romano. Boom. Big shot there. Again, Sales.
That was a huge cross hit by Sales, and we actually saw Katie Barthel and Jillian Finch. They both hesitated, and you can't do that. I think that as a coach, you'd rather see your players run into each other than to let it fall between you.
Romano off of 2 Bulldog players. Gets Chattanooga to 19.
Here we've got another set that's close in the final stretch.
Chattanooga took the first set by 2, 25-23. Bulldogs trying to get this one even. Just a little slow shot underneath the net. Cut it over nicely. Well done on that far pin.
Yeah, Sales does a great job handling that. That ball was out of system for the Citadel. Hogan gets it to her, and Sales works with what she has and picks a great spot.
Bulldogs need 3 more. And some defense. Set up. Did they get in the net?
They called Delancey in the net for the Citadel.
Mox won the first set by 2. They are within 2 right now here in the second set. Quick set. Julian Finch. A point to Chattanooga. Didn't see the call though. Whatever it was, Chattanooga is within 1. The dig, the pass, and the points.
Sales has been executing for the Citadel late in this set, and she has stepped up whenever they've needed her to. Chattanooga's had their eyes on Ruffin through this whole match, and so now that opens it up for attackers like Sales.
Not handled well by Romano on the receive, and the Bulldogs are 1 away.
She's got such a great serve. It's so much fun to watch her, and she has that top spin serve, and it's so hard for these defenders to get it up and just to get a good pass out of it.
Bulldogs and the Mocs are going to use a timeout here, trying to accomplish different things.
The Citadel's trying to get their second win ever in program history here in McClellan Gym, and They're working their way there. Set point for them here in set 2.
They have to feel like they let that first set get away from them. They jumped out to a commanding lead and then surrendered and eventually lost it.
Yeah, credit to Chattanooga. Chattanooga came out making some unforced errors, miscommunication, and then Chattanooga started to work on the attack errors and letting balls go that would be out. They're doing a good job. They're answering out of timeouts. They're doing everything that they need to do to stay in this set. But the Bulldogs here in set 2, we've seen them stay consistent. They started the set a little behind, but slowly they've made their way back in, and now they're ahead.
Bulldogs are going to try to serve for the win here. They couldn't ask for, much more out of their service tonight. Trying to take set 2. Romano handles that one nicely. Redmond gets it up for Van Zandt. And the Bulldogs have taken the set. They've tied things up. We'll take a break. The 2 best programs in the Southern Conference to date will be back tied at 1 here in McClellan Gym in just a moment.
The Little League World Series champions!
Chris Vaughn telling his son that he was being drafted.
You want to come to work with me next week?
Makes it so magical.
Deuce Vaughn in the end zone.
The Little League World Series champions!
Fought for 162 games.
He's in there.
Now your shot at glory is hanging by a thread.
He caught it.
The moment is here.
Ball game.
The MLB Wildcard Series on the networks of ESPN. You fought for 162 games.
He's in there.
Now your shot at glory is hanging by a thread. A thin line between moving on
Ball game.
and going home.
Oh, wow. He caught
The moment is here. This is the MLB Wildcard Series, October 3rd through the 5th on the networks of ESPN.
Football is back. Got your new fantasy team name? Check. Grill? Check. Fancy Grill? Check. Troy and Joe? Check. Bro and Bro? Check. All the emotions? All season long? Check, baby.
The moment is here. The MLB Wildcard Series on the networks of ESPN.
Toy Story Fun Day Football, Sunday, October 1st on ESPN+.
There you see, tied at 1 here in Chattanooga. The Citadel undefeated so far this year. Looking to remain so. Let's take a look at some of the match stats from the first 2 sets here. (30-27) in the kills. Kind of what we expected here tonight.
We knew that it was going to be close, and we know that for the Mocs, they needed to come out with a lot of fire. We saw them flat in the first set, but they were able to battle back. And then for the Citadel, we saw them behind in the second set, and then they battle back and get that one. Starting to see a little bit of a trend there, but you know, these teams are so evenly matched. The only one that really stands out is the hit percentage, and Chattanooga just a little bit more efficient than the Citadel. And, you know, if you're Coach Zelenak for the Citadel, you're just telling your team, let's keep doing what we're doing. We're cutting back on the mistakes, And for Chattanooga, they've got to keep getting the blocks up. That was something that was big for them coming into this match, and here the Citadel's leading just one ahead of them.
East Tennessee State, you see right there the problems that they are going through right now. They are one of 11 winless teams in the nation. And then, of course, the Citadel and Chattanooga. Wofford right there in the mix. Western Carolina, one of two. The only team right now with a Southern Conference win.
Yeah, usually for the SoCon, you're seeing ETSU at the top, Samford at the top, and you've seen a shift in the Southern Conference and the competition, and it's exciting to see what the rest of this conference state has to offer.
You see right there the Citadel, Wofford, and Furman. They have won 21 straight right now. Here's the upcoming schedule for the Citadel. We mentioned how hectic it will be now in conference play as they make the drive to Birmingham, and then they'll get a couple of days off before they entertain Western Carolina and Mercer.
The Citadel has a really difficult conference schedule, starting off with Chattanooga and then at Samford and then Western Carolina. They've got a really difficult stretch ahead for them leaving Chattanooga.
And for Chattanooga, they stay here to take on a Wofford, and then they hit the road to East Tennessee State and UNCG. The Spartans have not had a very good start to the year as well. They've lost their last 3. They've won only 1. They've lost 10.
Chattanooga will close out their non-conference slate with Alabama A&M, but they've got ETSU, UNCG after this weekend, and it's so interesting in the SoCon how teams will play on a Friday and then a Saturday. You don't get a lot of turnaround time, and I know for scouting you have to scout for the team and make sure that you're winning that first one. You can't think ahead to the next one before you have that one on Friday.
And you mentioned the Citadel. They have to feel good about getting back into this one, grabbing that second set, not out of spite, but only by fact. I would tell you that their record of 12-0, it is a very good start. No one can argue that. You could potentially argue some of the competition they've had this year. Twice this year, they've already played South Carolina State, who is winless. One other team on their roster this year, their schedule this year, is also winless. So this is really going to be sort of some peer competition for them this evening.
It's definitely a big change going from non-conference to conference, and you'll see teams get a little more tense, and you'll see the matches get a little bit closer even, and I think that teams, when it comes to conference play, they just step up, and during the non-conference, as a coach, you're trying to iron out those wrinkles in your team, you're trying to fine-tune your offense, and now is when it has to shine.
Slight delay on the floor. We were waiting for a substitution to be approved. It has been okay. Jillian Finch has entered. Chattanooga will serve to start the third. Ruffin. How will she handle Romano over here? Romano cuts it across. Ruffin again. And Van Zandt just couldn't get control of that one, and there's no help on the backside.
The question mark is always at the beginning of the match to me, because we saw Chattanooga in the first set. They came out slow, and they won the first set, and then the Citadel came out slow in the second set, but then they won it. So it's interesting to see how the dynamics shift during each set.
Van Zandt gets it to the floor for a point.
Greatly executed there by Van Zandt. She does so well for this team off of serve receive. They know they can count on her to make a smart move and to get an attack for her team.
Service error makes it 2-1 Citadel. This is Hogan. Where's number 1? Redmond sets it up. And Van Zandt got it across. Ruffin with a power drive. And that was handled by Valentine. And so the volley, and from the pin, sending it straight down the line is Sales.
Credit to Galentine. She gets that ball up on the Ruffin attack, and that was insane power coming her way. She handles it, and then the Citadel counters with Sales going line again at Galentine, and she's just not able to get that one up.
Both these squads have roughly played about an 8, maybe a 10-man, 10-person rotation.
We haven't seen a lot of subs, and you know, it's a lot of credit to players like Sales and Ruffin that play all the way around. Romano and Julian Finch for Chattanooga play all the way around. And, you know, by the third set, you're trusting in the conditioning that you had in the off season. And so in the third set, you know, you don't know if you've got 2 more after that. And this is when you get tired, you don't want to start making those unforced errors.
Martin, this is long. I know that Julie Talbert for Chattanooga talked about load management. You enter this part of the year, you're starting to play back-to-back, and how do you handle that? Redmond, it was too close to the net, so she just played it over. Ruffin tries to drive it in. The joust. Still in play. Here's a wonderful opportunity if handled correctly. The decoy slide, and then Jillian Finch just couldn't find an opening. In that back corner, we're tied at 3.
Great work by Chattanooga to execute on what they can. They're getting up those digs. They're scrappy, and then they're getting it to their setter in Redmond, and she's doing a great job on that front row. But we've seen twice now the Citadel is sent it out. So big block by Jillian Finch.
2 big personalities right there, Maddie Cardenas and Finch. And Finch, she is so long and lanky, but she is not that tall.
We mentioned that she's one of the players that plays all the way around, and she's so talented, and you're right. Being on that outside, you have to get the big block up, but she's got the hops, and she gets up on that one.
Halter couldn't handle the steamer, so we're tied at 4. Finch. Player in the net.
They called Sales for the Citadel in the net. She goes up to block against Finch. Must have been her arm that touched the net, and Coach Zelenak for the Citadel will have a word with the down ref.
You mentioned the leaping power here tonight that we've seen on display. Coach Talbot was telling me on Monday that teams that can jump always have a chance at the end of the season. Bulldogs win it at the net.
We see now that Marcel Baez-Carlo has checked in for Chattanooga. We've seen Kate Neal and Van Zant in the middle. Chattanooga trying to maybe change up the offense, give the Citadel something different to see, or they're trying to get Baez-Carlo in and get some blocks up.
She did not appear in the Chattanooga Classic, the tournament held here, in which Chattanooga won as they win this point.
Smart play by Finch. That's the second time we've seen her midair. She uses her wrist and she turns it towards the line. Ruffin was almost there. She thought it was going out, but great placement by Finch.
Romano, plenty of time to think about it. In the middle. And was that one pancaked or not? It was not.
They'll call that one down, but we've seen Galentine with great block coverage all night. She works in that 5 position. Usually we'll see liberos there in college, and they just they're so quick on their feet, and her and Elger, credit to both of them tonight. They have done some fantastic work on that back line.
Big spin, big hit, little too aggressive, gives Chattanooga the lead.
Chattanooga really needs to capitalize on this, and we've seen a little bit of a different energy in this third set. It's very, very close. Earlier we talked about how both teams have started slow, but both of these squads are firing on all cylinders right now.
Oh, big mistake by the Citadel. Just didn't handle the serve well. Couldn't recover defensively.
Jillian Finch has such a powerful serve, and that goes off the arms of Elgert and just a little tight on the net. We saw Van Zant and Baez Carlo both go up on that one. And again,
another difficult serve to receive, and it cost the Bulldogs 2 consecutive points.
great work by Van Zant at the net. She's so good. We've seen her handle those overpasses so well in this match.
Hogan, Martin, Delancey on the attack line, and they watch this one just hit the net right in front of them.
If you're Elgert, you're excited about that one. That ball was coming towards her. She had 2 overpasses on the recent serve receive, and so she's thankful to get the point there.
Chattanooga won the first set. Bulldogs countered in the second. Hogan, Ruffin, blocked again. From the back row. Redmond sets. Van Zant, or not that Kyler Barlow there, trying to get it over. Nicely done by Galentine. Chattanooga takes it to 10.
Great block coverage by Chattanooga. They get blocked by the Citadel, but they do not give up on the point. They're able to get a hand on it, get their fist under it and get it up so that their teammates can do something else with it. So credit to Baez Carlo on that. Galentine was there, got that hard line dig. And Chattanooga, they're doing a great job just getting the ball over, but they're doing a great job on defense.
Set up on that far pin. Nothing you can do about that one as Ruffin, with, we said, big personalities, shows off right there.
She comes in for the Citadel when they need her most, and she sends this one down the line. Redmond was there, but that one had so much power on it. I don't know what Redmond could have done there. So credit to Ruffin there. Whenever the Citadel needs her, she steps up.
The serve is handled. Galentine, long pass, far side, Romano. Nicely done.
Great work by Chattanooga. They, off of serve receive, they set it to the outside, who runs it closer towards the middle. And then on the next attack, they send it to the far side to Romano. And they're just trying to get this Citadel blockers, trying to get them moving around and maybe getting them a little more tired here.
Chattanooga with 99 attacks so far here in the match. They are 4th in the nation in team attacks, and they get their 12th point.
And they're rolling here.
That'll take us to a timeout. The Southern Conference is launching its All Eyes On initiative, where they feature the top matches of each week. It's the Citadel in Chattanooga. We'll have all eyes on our third set when we come back after this break from Chattanooga.
One more.
One more, please.
One more, guys. One more. Set up.
One more.
One more.
Hey, kid. Yeah, we'll take one more. Oh, one more.
Wow!
The Southern Conference is more than just outstanding athletics. We highly value student academic achievement and staff development. The Southern Conference Academic Exchange Program uniquely engages students, faculty, and campus administrators through its annual Undergraduate Research Forum, Entrepreneurship Challenge event, Faculty Staff Awards, and Leadership Assistance. The Southern Conference, building champions on the athletic field and on our campuses.
Chattanooga and the Citadel this year have combined for 7 of the Players of the Week. On offense, defense, and setters, of the 12 available awards, that is 58%. 5 of those players are on the floor right now.
Both teams extremely successful in the non-conference season, and they're trying to get the momentum and use that into this conference play now.
Cardenas with a hard drive off the center block for a point.
It's important to see how the Citadel answers coming off of this timeout. It's something that as a coach you're able to settle your team down. You're able to say, hey, let's run what we know to do, and that way this one doesn't run away from us.
This one's set to the back row. This one off the near pin. Galentine just couldn't handle the velocity of that.
A hard attack from Chattanooga, but Mackenzie Martin on that back line for the Citadel, she handles that one perfectly, able to get the ball to Hogan, and the Citadel gets a quality attack out of that.
Bulldogs moved to within 1.
Great read there by libero in Elgert for the Citadel. Van Zant goes cross. We see Van Zant for Chattanooga hit in different places off of serve receive. Look for her to try and attack from a different angle now.
Bulldogs looking for a tie. Slaps it over. Kate Neal. Whoa, right in. And well handled. Ruffin on that far side. Just couldn't get it done.
Another huge block by Redmond, and she comes in clutch on those. And it's twice now that we've seen her go nearly one-on-one. I don't know if Kate Neal got a hand on that, but Redmond going one-on-one with Ruffin, and she's able to win the battle at the net.
Chandler Alter will sub and serve for Chattanooga. Keep going for Martin on that back line. She's handled the last couple of serves well. Kate Neal. Kate Neal's on that front line. Will she get a look here? No, she'll set on the slide. And handled nicely by Elgert. Redmond decides to send it over herself. Ruffin palms it over. Out of the back row, Romano just tips it down in front of the libero.
Again, we saw Chattanooga with great block coverage on those plays. They're able to get it up and get it over, and Romano on that back line, she, with Elaine Redmond at the front, she knows she's always got another hitter on that back line in Romano.
Chattanooga hitting 207 and serving and losing the serve here.
Quick ball to Cardenas, and she's been so efficient for the Citadel, and we've seen a lot of production out of her tonight.
Jillian Finch, right down the line, nobody was there.
We've seen her do that mid-air body turn and go line, and she has been very strategic for Chattanooga, and that's credit to her experience. She has a lot of experience for this Chattanooga team, and she's a great leader.
Cardenas, it just feels like she's been unstoppable tonight.
Again, the Citadel gets a perfect pass off of serve receive. Hogan gets that quick ball to her, and the Chattanooga block is just not there.
Cardenas with 11 kills, Ruffin and Sales with 12. Chattanooga's Romano has 11, Van Zant has 14.
Great serve by Watson there. She has a deep float serve, and that ball did not even move as it was going through the air, and that one just off the hands of Romano.
Blocked. In that front row, not much on it. Romano. Bulldogs will keep it alive here. Can they get it deep? Not deep enough. Redmond. Van Zandt, who's hitting 191 on the season, just has it taken away from her on the dig. And then on that back line, nobody's there.
Great rally from both teams. We saw a lot of free balls, a lot of out-of-system balls, but the Citadel and their setter Hogan, credit to her. She's doing a great job distributing it at that front line.
We are tied at 15. There were 6 ties in the second set. There were 8 ties in the first set. And now the Bulldogs have the lead, and there is a break. Let's go ahead and tell you about what's up next at home, presented by Real Estate Partners of Chattanooga and Realtor Claire Smith. Claire is a proud UTC alumni in her hometown of Chattanooga. Visit ClaireSmithHomes.com. I've already told you about what happens tomorrow. Chattanooga, the volleyball squad turns right around for a 4 o'clock match. And then you see the tennis, and then you see the women's soccer at Finley Stadium on October the 1st at 11 a.m.
Chattanooga women's soccer also entered conference play this week, and they were able to get a win against a good team, and they're riding high right now. They were able to beat Mercer, and that was a fun one to watch. Both of these teams in Chattanooga volleyball and Chattanooga soccer, they had the best starts in program history, and we've seen Chattanooga athletics that it's been a lot of fun to see women's sports grow.
Absolutely. A lot of attention, and the crowd here tonight has elevated the attendance.
We see a lot of student athletes of Chattanooga in attendance as well. The Mocs having an initiative called Mocs Fly Together where they support one another.
Mocs won the first set by 2. The Citadel took the second set by 4. And they will lose the serve here after the timeout.
Great attack off of serve received by Finch. Redmond gets her that quick ball in the middle. We see Finch run that often, and we talked about how important it is for teams to answer on timeouts, and now it's tied, and it's anybody's match.
Set to the near pin and driven home for a point by Sales.
That ball goes long. They'll say that Chattanooga touched it, and Sales, she has this strong top spin serve that Chattanooga has issues with. We'll see how she attacks here.
In the middle for Romano. Pounds it hard and high and is awarded.
Chattanooga runs that often on serve receive. They will pull in Finch or Romano to hit in the middle. Romano hits this one very hard at Sales. She's not able to get that one up, and Chattanooga answers off of a Sales serving streak that the Citadel was hoping would go a lot longer.
Finch to Ruffin. In the middle, the block. Van Zandt. Nice individual defensive play. Quick rollover for a point.
We haven't seen that attack often from Hogan for the Citadel. She's on the front line right now. The Citadel runs that 5-1 offense, so she's able to go up, and she hasn't had a lot of attacks. And this is the crucial point where the Citadel does need attacks like that, and she knows exactly when to do them.
Up by 1. Off the antenna, the cross cutter. And Romano just a little too long. Blocked. Off of the hard smash by Ruffin. Blocked again at the net on the joust. Redmond, who is the reigning setter of the week, sets it up. And Van Zandt, unfortunately, can't clean it up.
Great work by the Citadel to just stay with that play. That ball goes to the near side. They flow with it. They're working as a team. We see them in sync really well at this time.
Open palm receive, and the Bulldogs, who are first to 20, will use this timeout to talk about their lead. Chattanooga will use their timeout to talk about the deficit right here.
Ruffin does a great job on that overpass, and Mackenzie Martin serving right now for the Citadel. She's causing a lot of issues with Chattanooga, and so if you're Coach Van Horn right now, you're telling your team if we've got to start there, and then we will work to build the offense. For Chattanooga, they've got options in Marcel Baez-Carlo. They tried to run a quick ball in the middle, but Sam Barnes for the Citadel working there in the middle. She gets a hand on it. So I think that maybe we'll see Chattanooga try some different strategy here coming out of the timeout. And we mentioned that both teams, it's important how you answer coming out of this.
All 9 Southern Conference teams are now involved in Southern Conference action. The 2023 Volleyball Championships will be hosted in Wofford this year. And really one of the exciting things about the championships, 8 league teams are in it. Seeds 8 and 9 will have a play-in match. Mackenzie Smith. Looking for her 7th service ace of the season. She won't get it on that. Romano taps it over. Martin handled it, and she got the Bulldogs involved. And involved enough to grab the 22nd point of the match.
Smart play by Ruffin. We have not seen her hit line very much. She's very good at hitting that very hard cross.
Chattanooga will try to avoid the 3rd set loss. We're even at 1. Van Zant. And in the net.
That one not able to go over, and you don't see a lot of attack errors from Van Zant, and maybe Chattanooga starting to feel the pressure of the Bulldogs being so far ahead.
Needing 2 more points and a service error. Still needing 2 more points.
Chattanooga really needed that, and if you're Chattanooga, you're saying we're still in this. We have to just focus on 1 point at a time.
A lot of work to do here for Chattanooga. They're going to get a free ball to get it started right here, and somehow a misplay at the net turns things in favor of the Bulldogs.
Great work by Kenzie Martin there. She's on that back line. We've seen a lot of powerful back row attacks from her. She just rolls this one over, and Mackenzie Jordan for Chattanooga not able to bring that one up.
On that back line, and a service error leaves Chattanooga alive.
Elgert disappointed with herself on that one, and whenever it's set point, you have got to get that ball in.
Striking for match point. Citadel won the 2nd set by 4. They take the 3rd set, by 6, and they are up 2-1. We'll come back with the 4th set as we start back again from Chattanooga after this.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches set black masses.
The chaos is coming, Guardian. I dare you to defy it.
With the Home Depot app, the tools to keep the job moving are always in reach. Need specialized equipment? Tool, truck, and equipment rentals are just a tap away. Working a tight schedule? Order with our app and have it delivered to the job site for free. Managing expenses? Use our app to easily track and earn your Pro Extra benefits. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
Boom, 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 boom.
Nissan has a car for everyone.
Every driver who wants more.
More turbo.
More freedom.
More electric.
At Nissan, More is all we do.
This is a cluster.
Hello.
It's what happens when marketers group customers with very different behaviors into one tangled mess.
This is a mess.
With MailChimp, marketers can use real-time behavior data to personalize every email for every customer, turning customers into customers. Intuit MailChimp, the #1 email marketing and automation platform.
Bulldogs have taken the third set, and here's a look at the scoreboard right now in the Southern Conference. Wofford and Mercer, and Wofford has swept it 3-0. Furman and Western are tied at 1, and UNCG and Western make that UNCG and Sanford will go at 8 o'clock tonight.
A lot of excitement for the SoCon, and the first week it's always, just teams seeing what's going to shake out. I know that as soon as these matches are done, these coaches are checking out what else happened around the SoCon, and we'll see the standings change, I think, a lot after this first week.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to figure out some teams during non-conference play. There are 22 tie scores in the first 3 sets. These two teams had 6 lead changes through 3, 2 in each set. And if Chattanooga wants to put a blemish mark on the Bulldogs' record, they'll have to start things here in the 4th. Again, if you're just joining us, Chattanooga took the first set after trailing and coming from behind. And the Bulldogs have taken sets 2 and 3, mostly behind the play and the efforts of Allie Ruffin and Sales and Cardenas. Those 3 have just been pumping points away here.
We've seen Sales and Martin and Ruffin and Hogan. They all play all around. They are in the match at all times, and they have done a great job leading this Citadel. And Elgert, of course, their libero. She's doing a great job. She's going to kick us off here in the 4th set.
4th set is underway. Baez Carlo on that front attack line takes the first swing. Here's one snapped over again. Chattanooga will have to handle Ruffin. And again, rolling it off the fingertips and gets it to go long and out, and that's the first point.
Chattanooga on that block coverage, getting 2 ups that I thought they were down for sure, but Ruffin puts this one away with no question mark.
Chattanooga starts this 4th set in a deficit. Romano. And just not able to handle. The dig wasn't precise. And the Mocs get their first of the 4th.
Yeah, out of system ball there for the Citadel. Elgert, when Hogan is not able to get over to that second ball, that's on the libero to go there. I think there was some miscommunication between Ruffin and Elgert on that last play.
Romano. And the dig on the other side. Redmond sets, and Romano. Is that off the slide on the near side?
She plays it so well on that right side. And, at the start of this season, she was on that outside. Since then, we've seen Hallie Olsen come in off of injury, and we've seen the Chattanooga rotation change it up a bit.
Hogan sets it up. Cardenas smashes another one. It's a very formidable, if not frightening, front line when you have Ruffin and Cardenas up there.
We have seen them be a dynamic duo in this particular rotation, and they have gotten huge blocks up, lots of offensive power.
Romano, she tried it the first time with some velocity. She takes a little off of it the second time and drops it in for a point.
Romano goes line, and the Citadel's libero Elgert gets that one up really well, actually. And Romano plays it strategic on the next time, and nobody's there. I think that Elgert was waiting on that power again, so she kind of waited back, and Romano does a great job switching up the strategy there.
Number 7 for Chattanooga gets her 14th kill as we are in the 4th set.
She's so consistent for Chattanooga, and that's why she is an all-around player. She will not come out for Chattanooga. Her and Jillian Finch, Elaine Redmond play all the way around. She's not able to get an up on that one from Cardenas.
Off the slide for another kill. I don't think Ruffin has left the floor yet tonight.
She has been a rock for this Citadel team, and she does not come out. Her, Kinsey Martin, Sales, they are doing a great job along with Hogan in running this offense.
From the back row, couldn't get anything on it, but Julian Finch finds a way to muster up a shot from the back row. Redmond the set, Van Slant going all the way to that back line. Sneaks it in.
They'll say it was last touch by the Citadel, and credit to Sales and Martin. They're sending a lot of power towards Chattanooga's way, but Chattanooga answers so well with Jillian Finch, and she puts this one away.
Barthel to serve as she checks in. Keeps it in. Kate Neal. And that was Cardenas right there at the net, who wins the block and the point.
We haven't seen a lot of offensive power from Chattanooga's middles. They've been very strategic tonight, and we've seen them work on the slides. We've seen them hit in other positions, but we haven't seen them be able to just really power through that middle block for the Citadel.
Tied at 4 in the 4th. Oh, nicely done to the back corner for a point.
Kinsey Martin, she was a little off balance. The timing was off there, but she keeps her body in control, sends this one deep, and Chattanooga just, they hesitated and let it go right between them.
Gotta wait for this one to come down.
What a dig by Watson there. You saw the smile as she left the huddle. That one came at her hard. She handles it so well. That ball was sky high. As it's coming down, that's hard for your setter, but Hogan handles it perfectly, sends it to the back row. Ruffin puts it away.
A 2-set lead, a 2-point lead here in the 4th. Finch guides it across. And it's 7-4 now.
We're not seeing the Citadel tip and roll a lot. They are swinging away, and Chattanooga's not able to get a block on them, so they're going to keep swinging away until Chattanooga stops them.
Chattanooga will try to stem the bleeding right here. Romano into the corner, and she fired it just a little too long. Well, if you're the Bulldogs right now, you see something like that on the back line, you've got control, you're feeling comfortable right now, you might as well just let it go and hope that it doesn't drop in.
I think that the Citadel is doing a great job being aggressive at the net. They are so stable on defense. They've got Watson, and Ruffin, and Hogan on that back line, and Watson doing a great job back there. Oh, she's not able to get that one up, though.
Tried to lay out for it. Chattanooga within 3. Baez Carlo will check back in. She'll join Redmond and Finch along with Romano on the floor. The server Galentine. And Alter rounds it out.
That's Sam Barnes on the kill. Great work by Hogan. She's really done a great job getting those quick balls to her middles, and that starts with the serve receive, and great job by Kenzie Martin getting it to her setter.
Sales with the serve. Romano, first on it. Finch, defended by Ruffin. The dig on the floor. The back row attack. Ruffin, open hand receive. Long.
Great job by Paige Galentine there. She was the first one to call out on that, and Chattanooga's taken a lot of deep balls for the Citadel, but great work by the libero on that play. And Jillian Finch got a great block coverage dig off of that as well.
Chattanooga trying to close the gap with the block, and it just ricochets off the wrist, fires back over and out. Citadel gets to 10 points.
Big power coming from the graduate and Kenzie Martin. She brings a lot of experience to this team. She's doing a great job whenever the Bulldogs are behind. She's staying consistent, staying steady, and she's worked her team to a lead here.
Barthel just couldn't reach out and get it.
They'll say there was a touch on that one, and Sam Barnes getting a lot of production whenever she is in at the net, doing a great job there in the middle.
Bulldogs looking for a half dozen lead here. Jillian Finch. Digs it. Here's the set. The dig goes over. Bulldogs scramble. They keep it in the air. Nice rally. On the floor for a point.
Great work by Chattanooga. Lane Redmond does a great job getting the Citadel defense on their heels. She sends it over. Ruffin's able to get it up, but Redmond doing a great job controlling this Chattanooga offense.
Finch. With just nothing ever conservative about her serves. The joust at the net. The Mocs win the point. And they get to 8 now here in the fourth set.
Such a powerful serve by Jillian Finch. And Sells, she tries to bring her arms in and take some of that power, but that one overpassed, and Hogan not able to handle it.
Let's see who they go to.
Sells again, overpass.
Couple of tips. Ruffin. Boy, they needed her to come up with something big, and she found a big one.
Fired up after that block. She turns around to her squad, and again, we see Ruffin coming through for the Citadel when they need her most. That was a huge one-on-one block, and the Citadel, they've got a 4-point lead now.
Couldn't set it there. On that far slide. For a point by Van Zandt.
Hogan for the Citadel called in the net, and we'll see. We've seen Sharday Van Zandt for Chattanooga. She's done some great work in the middle, but her power on the outside, she is doing a fantastic job.
Cardenas, did she clean it up for a point?
That ball off of serve receive was just a little tight on the net, and Hogan, the setter for the Citadel, handles it very well. She goes up, and when she does, Kate Neal, the middle blocker for UTC, goes up as well, and that leaves it wide open for their middle in Cardenas to just swing away, and there's no block to stop it.
Yeah, Cardenas now with 16 kills. Van Zandt has 16 for Chattanooga. Those two are the leaders on the floor.
We've seen the Citadel have a lot of runs going for them in this rotation with Ruffin and Cardenas both at the front here.
Citadel with 158 attacks tonight. Chattanooga with 152. We're in the fourth set. Bulldogs in the dark blue jerseys, and Ruffin, one of her rare misses tonight.
We haven't seen her go line too terribly much. Elaine Redmond, great job knowing where she's at on the court. She lets this one go over her shoulder, and Chattanooga, they're now trying to close the gap.
In play, nicely done. The middle set. Off the antenna for a point by Van Zandt, her 17th kill tonight.
We've seen Chattanooga adjust to have her on the outside. Definitely has made a difference in this fourth set, and she's getting a lot of production for Chattanooga.
Block. Boy, how did they get that one over? Kate Neal defeated at the net.
I thought that ball was out of control for the Citadel, but somehow they get that one over. I think that Chattanooga was also caught on their heels on that one.
A timeout gets us to a timeout. Both teams are the only Southern Conference squads to have double-digit wins so far, and somebody's going to get one more here tonight when we return.
This is a cluster.
Hello.
It's what happens when marketers group customers with very different behaviors into one tangled mess.
This is a mess.
With MailChimp, marketers can use real-time behavior data to personalize every email for every customer, turning customers into customers. Intuit MailChimp, the #1 email marketing and automation platform.
Goldfish. Can I get a handful?
Sure.
Happy? Go for the handful.
For the love of football. For the love of La Liga.
Chattanooga took the last point, so they are now within one. Ruffin to Redmond. Ruffin. Oh, and you see there Paige Galentine maybe not anticipating that ball cutting in on her.
We saw Ruffin on both of those plays just kind of roll it and be strategic on her placement, and that one she caught Galentine off guard, I think.
Chattanooga should get a good look right here. Galentine sent it to the front. Redmond threw it over in a hurry at the net. And the Bulldogs, who have a 14-12 lead, see it dwindle to 14-13.
We've seen some attack errors from the Citadel, and the Mocs have been able to close the gap. And we've seen how Chattanooga has answered coming out of a timeout. They've come out with fire, and they're trying to take the lead here.
Gardenia's tried to smash it home for a point. Oh, Chattanooga. There we go.
Great hustle from Redmond,
Yeah.
but you can't do much about that one when it's on the Citadel side of the net.
That is correct.
The Citadel was a little confused on that one. They were like, "Hang on a second."
Yes, I think that they were. They were waiting for somebody to blow a whistle. Nobody's home down the line. And so Jillian Finch rings the doorbell.
Absolutely beautiful set by Redmond there. She has her momentum going towards this near side. She pushes it out to Finch, and that was just perfectly placed, perfectly timed. Great job by Redmond there to run that offense.
Bulldogs do not have a reception error tonight as they handle the serve. Trying to finish off Chattanooga here while they are on the road. and in control by 2 with a 2-1 set advantage.
It seems like for every out-of-system ball, the Citadel's trying to get it to Ruffin. And I think that they're starting to see that whenever they are out of system, she's able to bring them back, bring them in control.
Yeah, she really is. Just that stabilizing force. Jillian Finch to Ruffin, who handles it well. Romano, Redmond, Van Zandt. Into the net. Rare miss by Ruffin.
You saw her disappointed in herself after that one, but she's been such a force for the Citadel. She's trying to shrug that one off, but whenever it's so close like this, it's easy for you to get down on yourself. She needs to shake that one off and go on to the next one.
The serve backs up the libero. And then, taking advantage of a little bit of open floor is Martin with a kill.
Redmond was not anticipating with Martin going line on that one. She's starting to move in. Maybe she was thinking that Martin was going cross, but Redmond starts to move in almost like she's waiting for the pass to come to her next. But you've got to work on and you've got to stay with the first ball before you move on to the next one.
Aaron Van Horn, the head coach tonight for Chattanooga, in the absence of Julie Torbert. I joked with him when I got here this evening to the gym. I said, just so that we're clear, if you get a win tonight, it's going to go to Coach Torbert. And if you get a loss, my guess is it's going to be on your record.
Right. Yeah, Chattanooga, it's been important for them to continue to keep the momentum that they had in the non-conference, not having Coach T, they call her Coach T, not having Coach T here for them. It's been important for them to rely on Coach Van Horn and also relying on those seniors in Jillian Finch, Morgan Romano, transfers as well, grad transfers, and we're seeing them still trying to defend their house.
Jillian Finch touches the floor right in front of the diving Elgert. And now she'll serve. Chattanooga wins the set. We go to a fifth and deciding set. Chattanooga has not had a lot of experiences with 5-set matches, although the last one against Gardner-Webb in this gym was just last week.
Frustrating for Jillian Finch there. I don't know if it was the pause as they were trying to wipe the floor, if the pressure she was feeling. She just kind of slices this one, and that one goes out of play.
Service error.
But they get it right back.
Boy flirting with the net. Flirting with the antenna.
If you're Chattanooga, you have got to capitalize on what is given to you in this situation.
Mackenzie Jordan, who had 1 kill coming into this match, and it was in the first match of the year, starts it with the serve, and Chattanooga gets a point.
Great heads-up play by Morgan Romano there. The ball comes off the block, and Kate Neal and Romano just puts her hand out. Her and Van Zandt were right there and able. Sometimes you just got to get it over.
Chattanooga hitting just under 200. At 195, Ruffin with a power drive. And they are checking and undecided about in or out. And Chattanooga's awarded the point.
The up ref, although the line judge called it in, the up ref was able to overrule that, and he called that one out, and Chattanooga now has tied it up.
In a league with review, I'm sure we'd be watching that one right now.
Right, and you know, for the Citadel, we've seen the Mocs come out of the previous timeout, and they are on fire, and they have tied this one up. They're trying to go to that fifth and final set. The Citadel, they've got to, Coach Zelenik calls the timeout tells his team, we've got to settle in here. We've seen all 3 matches are close about this time in each set. And we've seen one team has come out of a timeout with just a little bit more momentum, just a little bit more power, and Coach Zelenik is trying to get that going for his squad here.
The active leaders in the Southern Conference for kills are Jillian Finch and Allie Ruffin. Finch came into tonight's action with a little over 1,100. Ruffin had 934. Finch has 11 tonight. Ruffin has 19, so closing the gap a little bit.
It's been a lot of fun to watch both of them. They're so experienced, and they come with a lot of power. They come also with a lot of leadership, and we've seen them just be stables for both of their teams.
Yeah, if you talk about some of the senior leadership on the floor, this is kind of the senior league night. Active leaders, games played. Finch, Cardenius, Delancey, and Galentine in that order are the top 4 in the league.
Mackenzie Martin, that ball overpassed off of serve receive, and Kate Neal goes up just a little bit too late, or maybe she misjudged the height on it, and that one goes out of play.
Romano looking for that easy point in the middle, in front of Finch for a point. Bulldogs by 2. Necessary points here for Chattanooga.
Huge answer for Chattanooga. It's so important for them to get that great pass on serve receive. They get this one to Redmond. She sends a quick ball to Kate Neal, and Neal sends that one straight down.
Coming off a season high, 11 kills. And the serve to Ruffin kind of takes her out of it a little bit, but Cardenius is a nice number 2 punch. Kate Neal again towards the middle of the floor, and the dig is there. Will they go to her again, or will they stay on the middle? It's Finch from the back row. Oh, Ruffin's going to get a really good look. It's blocked, but it goes out.
The Citadel is just swinging away. That first hit that we saw from them in Cardenius, she hit it hard, and Chattanooga able to get a block up. But Ruffin, she comes in and just puts this one away, and she's trying to put this match away.
Citadel needs 3 to do just that. Kate Neal, she's the decoy. Van Zant tried to drive it through for a point. Back to Finch. Redmond. Morano. Keeping it up. It's going to have to get over here. Bulldogs with a good opportunity. Cardenius right back to Jillian Finch.
Hogan is fired up after that one. She's on the back line, so on that dig that was really close to the net, she has to go up and send it back to her team. She does a great job handling that, and she was just fired up after that one. That was so the Bulldogs have the energy going their way right now.
Dogs are looking for 2, and the Mocs are looking for 5 here. As this one is tightened out, just to give you a quick recap, Chattanooga took the first set by 2 points, 25-23. Lost the second, 25-21. And suffered their second setback of the match in the third set, 25-19.
The Citadel's trying to get their second win ever in McClellan Gym. Chattanooga's had a lot of success at home. I think that they're starting to feel the pressure now, and so Coach Van Horn, he calls a timeout, tells his team, hey, we are still in this. We have to execute on serve receive first and foremost, and then they're trying to just push 1 point at a time here.
Bulldogs finished the month of August undefeated and have gone through the entire month of September in the same manner, coming off a 3-2 win at Charleston Southern. You probably couldn't ask for a more heated couple of matches. Charleston Southern, a local rivalry, Chattanooga, a team that has been hot with an 11-3 record. And the next up after that would be Sanford, a flat ball into the net. Ruffin has made a few of those tonight.
She was definitely frustrated with herself coming off of that win, but you know, that's credit to Coach Van Horn calling the timeout there, trying to put some pressure on the server, and it works in Chattanooga's favor. They have got to go on a run here.
That is her second service error now. Chattanooga needs more than just one, and the Bulldogs respond on the pin.
Great job by the Bulldogs to side out there. Sales puts this one away, and now the Bulldogs are just 1 point.
And they will check in Sam Barnes, who is 6'1". She'll play the middle on the front line. Chattanooga receives. Jillian Finch, I think she's tired of it. She's been sitting on that back line getting picked on, and she wanted to do some damage herself.
Yeah, she timed that one perfectly well. We see her run that play often on serve receive whenever she's in that position. You can count on her to run that ball in the middle, and you can count on her to put it down with some authority.
Bulldogs are a kill away here. Can they side out and end it here? Off the antenna, and that one is the final point of a thrilling match between these two.
The Citadel gets their second win ever in McClellan Gym. Credit to them. They did a fantastic job answering to whatever Chattanooga sent their way, and they've started off, they've been undefeated in the non-conference portion, and now they've started off with a good leg up in the SoCon.
Bulldogs winning the second set by 4, the third by 6, the final set by 3. They now push their record to 12-0. Chattanooga will drop to 11-4. So for Abby Walker, I'm Todd Agnew saying so long from Chattanooga's McClellan Gymnasium, where your final score is the Citadel 3-1 in the win. All matches airing on the ESPN networks or streaming live and are archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.